You're listening to If Raditz Turned Good by Dark Divine Stories. Please enjoy. Chapter 2 Raditz. 3 days later he was still hurting but not as badly. It only hurt to breathe. His wounds were healing slowly and kept reopening. Damn those fools to hell, said Raditz as he stepped out of a river. Those bastards will pay for this. I need to report this. He gave Vegeta his report in detail. Vegeta wasn't amused at all. Raditz, why didn't you finish those weaklings? Asked Nappa's voice. You're pathetic, Raditz, said Vegeta's voice. That Piccolo guy sounds like fun, said Nappa. Can we go fight him? Sure, why not? We don't have anything else to do, said Vegeta. Let me help you, said Raditz. You aiding us, laughed Vegeta. Don't make me laugh, Raditz, you're a sad excuse for a Saiyan. Yeah, said Nappa, not to mention your brother is even more pathetic than you are and you lost to him. You make me sick. Stay out of our way or die, said Vegeta. Get on your feet, said Carina. Now. You don't need to worry about them. Goku will be brought back to life in 1 year with the Dragon Balls. The comm went dead. Raditz took off his scouter and crushed it. But it was too late. They knew where he was from his report. They were coming for Piccolo, but he was sure they would take him out if they even caught sight of his power level. He looked at the woman standing over him. Just leave me alone, said Raditz. You can either live, or die, said Carina. Before Raditz could say anything she raised her hand and he blacked out. Raditz opened his eyes and instead of the forest he found himself in a bedroom. He smelled something good cooking. He moved and pain shot through his arm and torso. Maybe he wasn't as healed as he thought. Damn it, he said, laying back down. A moment later Carina walked into the room holding some bandages. I see you're awake, she said, sitting down. It's time for me to change your bandages. Hold still. Ah, yelled Raditz as Carina cut the bandages away and put something green on his wounds. What the hell is that stuff? It's medicine, said Carina. Now, hold still, you big baby. Raditz couldn't stay still. Carina wasn't being gentle and her so-called medicine burned like hell. Just leave me alone, he said, trying to pull his arm away. If I don't clean it I'll have to cut off your arm, said Carina. Stop being a baby. Hold still. Like hell you will. Let go of me. I'm almost done. Ow. She finished wrapping up his arm. There, happy now. There's no need to be a big wimp. Pain is a part of life, so you're going to have to get over it. How did I get here anyway? He asked. Magic, said Carina with a smile on her face as if it were obvious. Why did you interfere in my fight? I didn't get the chance to, said Carina. You broke free all on your own. All I did was weaken your armor during our first meeting. Why don't I believe you? I see the future. I saw you coming long before you even decided to show up, said Carina. I could have let you die yesterday. But I saw more than one path and I made a choice. I've been set up here for about a week now. I wanted to make sure I had everything before coming. I've seen that you Saiyans like to eat. I'm not sure I brought enough food, but you know how to hunt, right? I do. She had avoided answering him directly. Well then all you have to do is take it easy until you're healed and then we can begin. Begin what? Your training. Your former comrades will be here in a year. So you're going to fight them? Those two will kill me without even trying, they outrank and outpower me. So that's it, you're just going to hide and hope they go away? I'm no match for them, he growled. You will be. That is if you train in the way of the dragon. What? My father is a great martial artist. He trained me at the age of 4 and every summer when I came home from school up until I was old enough to leave home. He showed me no mercy or favoritism. I earned my way through life and I won a martial arts tournaments 4 years ago. I will train you the way my father trained me. By the time they get here you will have the power to match one of them. You're talking nonsense. Well, this nonsense talker saved your life. So maybe you should get off your high horse before I knock you off of it. I'm stronger than you. No, you're not. She got closer to him. I told you not to rely on that device. You learned that the hard way. I guess you could say I'm 3 times stronger than you are right now. I know how to hide my power, and if you add in my magic you wouldn't last 5 minutes against me. He growled as she stood up. How could a woman be so damn annoying? He looked away from her. I'll bring you dinner when it's done. I actually cook meat, by the way. Raw meat, gross. She left the room. This woman is bizarre, he said, but then he realized that she must have seen him eat the meat he had before raw. He felt like he was starving now that she mentioned food. Carina had said he was sleeping for a full day. He moved a little to see out of the window. Now that he thought about it, she probably knocked him out with magic. The sky was getting dark. He couldn't believe he was out that long. He always valued his life and would leave the battle before things got sticky. It was one of the reasons he wasn't as strong as Nappa or Vegeta. They would hunt Piccolo down until they found him and killed him. He was going to have to push through the pain no matter what. Despite the fact that he might die, he wasn't just going to stand by and do nothing. Something told him she wasn't lying about what she said. As long as he didn't move too much, the pain wasn't all that bad. 10 minutes later Carina came in with a large tray of food. He wasn't sure what half of it was, but it smelled really good. Carina sat the large tray on a table next to the bed and helped him sit up. She sat down next to him and offered him a bite. I can feed myself, he said, looking away from her. I'm just trying to help, she glared at him. After opening the window and letting in the evening air, Carina placed the tray over his lap. I'm going to go pick some fruit for in the morning. Do try to change your attitude by the time I get back. He watched her leave and heard the front door slam shut. How can she be so infuriating? After eating, he tried to get out of bed. It wasn't as painful as before. He was healing fast now that he had something to eat. Holding his ribs, he walked to the window. A cool breeze blew through the window, and for the first time in his life he felt at peace. Or maybe it was something else, but he imagined it was what peace would feel like. It felt nice. Raditz closed his eyes for a moment and reopened them when he heard someone walking around outside. He wasn't sure how long Carina had been gone for. It was likely to be her. He knew they weren't close to a city. He poked his head out of the window and saw Carina dragging a large barrel of fruit. He watched as she used her magic to move other barrels closer to her. He couldn't believe his eyes when he saw her turn one berry into 10. She was using magic to increase food. It wasn't just the berries either, she did it with all the fruit she had picked and what looked to be some kind of vegetables. Carina wasn't the first mystic he had come across. I see you're still breaking the rules, said a deep male voice. Since when is there a rule against multiplying your food? Asked Carina. He watched her turn around and an elderly man stepped out of the forest. He looked angry. Even after all these years you still haven't learned your lesson, said the old man. You have no reason to be here, so leave now, said Carina. I am no longer bound to your stupid rules and regulations. I didn't want that, said the old man. Yet you didn't bother trying to stop it, said Carina. You broke the rules then and you're doing the same now, said the old man. I saved an entire town of people after Trista set off a volcano, said Carina, yet I was expelled and she wasn't. You took her side and gave her what she wanted. My place as leader of the Mystic Guardians. Once I was expelled, I was no longer obligated to follow school rules among other things, nor did I have to follow the so-called mystic laws. I'm free to use magic as I choose. As long as I don't upset the balance of the universe. Who told you that? Asked the old man. The Angel of Universe 7, said Carina. I went to him to dispute my expulsion. He agreed that I shouldn't have been expelled, or if I was to be expelled I shouldn't have been the only one. However, the oracle he had with him told me it wouldn't matter, the school wanted me gone, so they would have found another way to do it. He told me I could do magic to my heart's content as long as I didn't upset the balance of the universe. I haven't upset the balance of the universe, so your visit is even more unwelcome. So saving an alien that was supposed to die doesn't upset the balance of the universe, said the old man. No, it doesn't, and yes, I asked before I did that, said Carina. You upset the balance of fate. He was supposed to die, said the old man. He deserves to be in hell. I am here to set that right. Well then, grandfather, do your best. Grandfather, that old man is her grandfather. End of chapter. Thank you so much for listening to this chapter, brought to you by Dark Divine Stories. If you liked this chapter, please leave a like. If you thought this chapter was interesting, please leave a comment below. If you want more stories like this, make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll be notified when Dark Divine Stories uploads a new story or chapter. Dark Divine Stories will be uploading new chapters, stories and YouTube exclusive content every month. The YouTube exclusive content can't be found anywhere else, so make sure you get notified when it's uploaded to the Dark Divine Stories channel.